EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. You look at the defense for these Texans. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football, all right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Raiders at 4-3, a game over 500. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move it back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Diggs in motion left. And Stroud now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Throwing now is Stroud. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Stroud looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Miller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Miller. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Third and goal, Stroud. And he's got it. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. You look at the defense for these Texans. They come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Missed.
He will not go down. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set up 1st and goal at the 1.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Moody good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll try the left side. Hughes, not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now Stroud. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Stroud. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The offense on third down, they've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Stroud to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 47 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead. Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When a linebacker diagnoses a screen, who wins? The quarterback getting a throw over to the back in time, or the linebacker running in to knock it away? With the athleticism of modern linebackers, they win the race more often than not.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. First connection there of the afternoon for those 2, and it's good for a first down. A shotgun snap, and again to Etienne. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here now a 3rd down and 8. They'll set up to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds
finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground with ETN. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Stroud. His throw incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it up to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Stroud. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Fielded at the 20. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Texans will take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Here's 2nd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Raiders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. He finds his man complete. It's Griffith. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Second and a couple. ETN up the middle. Past the 20. 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Travis Etienne as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Moody good with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 10. In motion goes the tight end. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stroud. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stroud. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Underneath for Miller. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Stroud out of the gun here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have moved out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense,
plenty of time to get back in this game.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
A great effort there. 72 yards.
And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Moody good with the extra point.
And we are tied at 21. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
From the 31, Stroud. Left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
And Diggs, the motion man left.
Back to throw now on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Second down and a yard.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Diggs in motion left.
And Stroud now to throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Stroud off the play fake. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Stroud looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with it.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Texans have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
A try here for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just have... And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A big play there. 72 yards. And the Raiders have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. Moody good with the extra point, and we are all tied at 28. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Powering his way forward. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Here's 3rd and 6. And he'll send the tight end in motion here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. For the last one, man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Loose inside the 30. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Second and 6. Steps away to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
And in the second half of a tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
They'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Raiders have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Diamador Lenore up to make the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And this offense on third down today, they've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now Stroud.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that play's a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Stroud.
Throwing left side, it's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Here's Stroud. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Stroud to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and 3rd and 8 now. Looking to throw. Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 18. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up second down. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Calling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. And a huge mistake late. It's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 9. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Griffith. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Moody good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. That's caught by Diggs. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Stroud to throw it. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Stroud. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Stroud. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Second down, goal to go. Finding Miller once more, complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Charles, normally